Hello everybody, thank you for watching. My name's David. This is my weekly question answer part 2. And someone just, the last question on part 1 asked about my dog. This is Danny. Say hi. Oh, always give kisses. I've had her for 11 years since she was born, pretty much. And yeah, anyway, she's been with me this whole time, my whole journey of healing and everything. It's amazing. She's been amazing for me, and I just appreciate her so much. I'm so grateful and thankful. I kind of add her in some of my videos. So there she is. Thanks for asking about her. There you go, baby. All right, so my little spiel. Please give me your locations. Tell me where you're from. Ask questions all the time. It doesn't matter what you ask me, okay? We need to heal, and that's understanding and learning what happened to us so it feels better. We can't change what happened, but we can always change how we feel about it. And that's all that matters. Not what happened. It matters how we feel about it, okay? So please ask questions, guys. If you think that I'm helping you or I can help somebody else, will you please support what I'm doing by subscribing to my channel, voting up or down, commenting, sharing this, okay, and posting it places. I'm also a life coach. I'm still taking clients right now. If you guys are interested, you can check out my website at daviddemars.com. Thank you. All right. First question in part 2 is from Ellen in the Netherlands. Hello, Ellen. Hi, David. I really like your down-to-earth way of explaining. You say it as it is. Very helpful. Love your videos. Thank you, Ellen, very much for saying that. That's a nice compliment. I try to tell the truth. And not in my life. I tell the truth in my life. But I'm trying to help you guys heal by helping you understand the truth. Okay? And some people don't like what I say. And I think it's because sometimes you don't like the truth. It might interfere with what you've told yourself or what you believe is true or real. And that's fine. I totally understand that. But try to consider, information and take it all that you can get. And, I've been through this before. I've healed myself. I've healed many others. And without the right amount of knowledge and information, you could be stuck for a very, very long time. Okay? So I'm just trying to give that to you guys. Thank you very much. All right, first question. Or next question, sorry, is from Lucy in United Kingdom. Hello, Lucy. After 2 years of no contact with my ex, watching your videos and self-healing, I'm in a pretty good place now, thanks to you. Thank you. Recently, the narcissist has contacted me via email to arrange to see your guys' child. Your question is, I know you aren't keen on the gray rock technique. Do you have any alternatives or any advice on how I can keep strong and keep him from agitating me? He can't get to me anymore, but I got a feeling he's gonna grate on me and is loving the fact there's a window now for him to contact me because he's been blocked for ages. I'm sorry, that's awful, Lucy. And it's not that I'm not keen on the gray rock technique. We do what helps, what works, and that's definitely applicable sometimes. Acting like a rock and not responding and not saying anything. That's good. It's a good thing. I recommend that. We have to understand. So understand as much as you can about what's going on. Understand him as much as you can and his disorder. You're not parallel parenting. Okay? You're not. This is not a parent. This is another child. Most likely, if he's a narcissist, he doesn't care about your children, and he doesn't care about being a good father. He cares about other people seeing him, judging him as a father. They don't have real selves in here, so they believe that who they are is what they are, meaning other people decide who they are. Really, really unhealthy and toxic. But that's typically the problem here. So, Lucy, talk to professionals who have done this before, your lawyer. Talk to lawyers. Lawyers will help you. Document every single thing that happens and how you feel, and start limiting communication. So the typical way to exchange children is, for one, only communication through email and only about the child. Okay? And you let him know that right away in the beginning. So when he starts veering off talking about anything else but the child, that's where you don't respond. Okay? And any outside communication besides email, we don't respond. If they go to your house, you don't answer. If they call you, you don't answer. You don't answer a text message. You email him and you say never do that again. Because he still can't harass you, Lucy. He has no right to sit there and blow your phone up, to leave text messages, to talk about anything else but the child. Okay, that's where your lawyer will come in to help you with that. A good thing to do is drop children off at a location where you don't have to give the child directly to the other parent. Meaning daycare, school, anything like this, a neutral person, parent, grandparent, stuff like this, right? So you drop the kid off at school in the morning, they pick the child up in the afternoon, they have the child, and when they're done, they take them to school in the morning, and you pick them up in the afternoon. I hope that helps. I'm very, very sorry. But the best thing to do is to keep understanding what you're doing, what you're experiencing, what's going on. And talk to your children. Age appropriate. At some point we need to tell our child kind of what's going on so that your child can navigate the other parent and how to deal with them. Okay? Thank you, Lucy. Please keep asking questions. Thank you. David from I don't know how it's spelled. I don't know how it's pronounced now. Canada. Been talking with 2 other subscribers, and we got to talking about the aging narc. There were 2 opinions. One thinking they got worse with age. The other starting that as they get old, they tend to calm down. Question for you: could you talk about, I guess, the life cycle? The narc in question is now over 70 and apparently is not as nasty as they once were. Cheers, mate, and thanks. Thank you, David. Well, we can't lump up groups of people at all, right? People are just so different. You can't say all narcissists do this. There's nothing they all do, really. So personality disorders are a spectrum. You could even say we're all on them somewhere. Okay, maybe way down here, and they're way up here. But even in their own personality disorder, they're different, and personalities are different. So you've got really neurotic narcissists that are closer to psychosis. Maybe they'll get worse. Okay, you also have hormones that start going down and down and down, especially testosterone. That can make specifically men not so angry and violent, right? So they appear to get better. I think the real thing here is that personality disorders, and I said earlier, is rigid personality, where they're just like this, and you can't be like that. You got to be a little flexible and stuff so that you can navigate through your life, your emotional life, to get what you need emotionally. Your emotional needs are the most important thing in the world. And so you need to be able to navigate this and be able to get these things. And narcissists cannot. They have to manipulate, lie, and cheat, and steal to try and get what they want. And it's through other people, so it's never enough. And so it just is this ongoing struggle, and they never really get what they need. I think what happens with narcissists altogether, the ones that end up getting better, not cured, just maybe not so nasty and manipulative, they learn how to navigate a little bit. They learn to not be so passive aggressive. They learn they start allowing themselves to be a little vulnerable, and it's okay. That makes sense. So they're able to, they calm down. They're not so scared. They can tell people, maybe ask for what they want a little more, apologize a little better, a real slow learning curve, not so rigid, a little flexible as they get older, just like we all do. Humans just do that. We learn to get what we want more efficiently. And here I'm maybe giving them too much credit, but I think a little bit, right? I think a little bit. Stop trying to fight people so much, Maybe and their hormones do go down, So and that makes you less violent, less aggressive. Hope that helps. So you said you kind of have an opinion. What's my opinion? Do they get worse with age, or do they get better and calm down? And they do both. Not all do the same. Okay? Hope that answers your question. Thank you. And Craig from North Carolina. Hello, Craig. Hi, Demars from North Carolina. Why do narc families scapegoat their children and put them in smear campaigns? Been falsely accused of so many things from the smear campaign. Well, scapegoat. That means it's your fault for everything that's wrong with this family. And it's also a personal thing. So mom and dad might carry a lot of shame and hate themselves. And so they'll give it to you. They'll transit over to you. You take that. You're the crappy part of me. Because they never let that child really have much autonomy, their own self. Right? So typically, narcissists will have their first child, and you're gonna be amazing. You're gonna be everything I couldn't be, and everything that I wanted to be, and you're gonna represent this family and me. You don't get to be yourself, right? The other one is you're everything I hate about myself. You're gonna be the reason that everything that's wrong with this family is gonna be you. So we don't have to do anything. We don't have to look at ourselves. We don't have to self-examine. You can always just point the finger, point the finger, point the finger. So why do they smear campaigns? Why do they put them in a smear campaign? Well, smear campaigns are typically, it's I can't control you as much as I want to, so I'll start controlling the people around you. And that's ultimate control, when I control your environment, right? So I can get everybody to stop talking to you, everybody to hate you, everybody to support me. You have nowhere to go, nowhere to turn, and you give up, right? The child, why do they smear campaign their own child? Because they hate the child. Why? Not because the child is autonomous, remember? The child doesn't have autonomy. So they don't really hate the child. They hate themselves. Anytime we talk bad about people, we don't feel good about ourselves. Okay? Remember that. Remember that. We all do it, right? We all want to say bad things about the narcissist. The narcissist did a bunch of bad things. I get it. And you're so hurt. So we all want to just talk bad about them. It's because we aren't happy with ourselves right now, right? In 10 years, you won't need to do that. I hope. Maybe 20 years. Thank you. Thanks, Craig. Could you do a video of sharing your full story of narcissistic abuse in your recovery process? I've always wanted to hear your story, though I know you mentioned bits of it in your other videos. And this is from Miranda. I don't know where you're from, Miranda. Please tell us your locations, everybody. But that's pretty weird. I already have another person asking. So maybe I will. Please give me some feedback, guys, if you want me to maybe make another video just kind of telling you about my life, my story. My story. All right? Let me know. I wouldn't mind. Thanks for asking, though. That's really neat. You guys ask about my personal life. Thank you. Juanita from Elkview, West Virginia. Hello, Juanita. Why do borderlines pretend to be someone's best friend? And why do borderlines rage? Well, borderlines don't know who they are, so they're pretending to be someone all the time. Sometimes they're pretending to be themselves. That makes sense. Pretty bad if you have to pretend to be yourself. Why do borderlines pretend to be someone's best friend? It helps them feel connected. You know, they want to, like, oh, I'm loving you, right, when they meet you. You're my best friend, BFF, I love you. Yeah, no boundaries, right? Because they hate themselves. They really do. Lots of shame inside. So they find someone that makes them feel good, and it's all about feeling good, and they identify with emotions. I feel this, and you look like you kind of feel the same way I do. Best friends forever, I need you. And they are the worst codependent ever. Borderlines, codependent on crack. So they're always looking for more people to be dependent on and help them be there for them. You know? So when they find someone, they're extra excited. Just like when you're excited when you met the narcissist, they're 10 times more excited when they meet you. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Thank you for asking me, Juanita. And why do borderlines rage? Best thing I can tell you about a borderline and their anger, right? For any of you who knows Helen Keller, enough said. Anybody who does not know who Helen Keller is, she's a girl, a female in history, in the past, who was deaf, dumb, and blind. Couldn't see, couldn't hear, couldn't talk. Awful, awful, awful. And she had horrible temper. Can you blame her? You can't communicate to get anything you need or want. I can't imagine how frustrating that would be. I think we all have some kind of little anger problems growing up, being neglected and traumatized. I think we all have some. CPTSD, you have PTSD, CPTSD, you probably have some anger issues. And that should help you understand the borderline. Same thing. Borderline is emotionally deaf, dumb, and blind. They can't communicate effectively how they feel, what they want, what they need, what's important to them, nothing, who they are. That's why they don't know who they are. And that just has to be amazingly frustrating. Okay? That's typically where borderline's anger comes from. Thank you. They also don't process feelings, anger being such a powerful one. If you don't process feelings, they stay open. Anger is the biggest emotion that we lose the sight of the source. We can't, and it's not acceptable to express anger. And we even say anger is bad. It's horrible. So we suppress our anger, we don't process it, and we forget where we're even angry at. We just stay angry. It's too bad. Thank you for asking, Juanita. Emily from Latvia. Hello, Emily. Thank you for answering my question from last week. You couldn't be more welcome. Could you please talk next week, if you can, about why toxic people don't or refuse getting professional help? And it's a common problem, Emily, in this community with survivors of narcissistic abuse. I think most don't. But you asked me why toxic people don't or refuse getting professional help. I wrote down here, hi, Emily, lack of awareness and self-belief, they aren't worthy of it. They hate themselves and too overwhelming to self-examine. Shame. People that don't understand anything that hurts to them, that creates shame. Okay? People with personality disorders, let's talk about toxic people. They have shame. Shame. In any human being, it's hard to self-examine. Okay? It makes us vulnerable. It's the opposite of what our brains want us to do. So it's difficult. It's a difficult thing to do. It's difficult, self-awareness. We're hardly aware of anything in our lives, and when it comes to ourselves, it's even more so. If we know that we have problems, we typically don't want to fix them. That's a normal human condition. People that are toxic, they're toxic because they don't fix their problems. Part of fixing your problems, first step, self-examination and knowing that it's my fault. Knowing that what it is to fix. They don't do this. They also, with shame is a measure of your self-worth. It lowers your self-worth. If you have shame and you have low self-worth, you typically believe you're not worthy of it. I know that I'm expensive. Coaching, I charge $99 an hour. And I promise, I know for a fact that I think most people that would like my help but don't. I'm saying the people that do want my help but then don't, I think most are because of they have low self-worth. They don't believe they're worthy of it. I've tested many people on this and I've been right so far. But I hope that makes sense. It's just, to me, it's so obvious why a narcissist or borderline won't go get help, because that means they have to fix it. Okay? And fixing a personality disorder has to be difficult. To just totally change who you are and all your behaviors have to be brutally hard. Scary. Thank you. Chris, where are we here? Oh shoot, I'm gonna cut off here. My video will start over if I don't stop here. And I have tons more questions left. I'm at Chris, my friend Chris. Hello, Chris, in United Kingdom. I'm on your question. I'm going to wait for part 3. And I'm going to try to get all the questions done, the rest of them done in part 3, because I don't like having so many parts. But thank you. And thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Like, subscribe, share. Love yourself first. And I'll see you in part 3. Okay? Bye.